Coming up this week on Kings of the Rings podcast, there's been a ton of action overseas in professional wrestling. Not only do we review Crown Jewel, but we also discuss a major New Japan crossover. Plus, Austin Theory has a historical cash-in, hashtag historical. The 24/7 title has officially been trashed, and the OC solves their Rhea problem. Trust me, folks, you're going to want to stick in, especially because we are more entertaining than any political jargon that you'll hear on social media or in the news, because it's Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 315, The Crash-In, exclusively on Wrestle Addict Radio, and it starts right now.
Now, do I think Ben Shapiro did win the internet when he said a red wave turns into a red wedding?
Ooh,
that was pretty great.
Oh, I really hope we sign Aaron Judge. I really do.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I do too. Talk about a red wedding, that'd be
I am
terrible.
panicking, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 315, The Crash, and I'm your host, King Ricky Rose. The band is finally back together. I don't know for how long, but we'll see how long K's internet holds up. We've got a lot to talk about this week. Crown Jewel was a fun show. And Raw was essentially highly controversial, especially that ending. But before we get into all of that, let's check in with everybody. Well, Tereshak, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. Hanging in there, surviving day at a time. Shout out to Charles, by the way, in the chat room. Yeah, T.S. and Thomas. All right, I took a dump of our old... Yeah, I did. I did take a fat dump of our old audio files, 200 gigabytes, down the fucking drain. What a time to be alive. K. Murphy, how are you, my friend?
I have been better. I have just been riding through the MenTB, but it's okay. We will persevere, and we will get really high and talk about wrestling.
I do need a re-up of weed. Actually, Kim, if I should ask you this question. So I was looking at my bag of edibles the other day. I was like curious for an expiration date, and I found one. Do edibles actually expire?
Okay. What's the expiration date?
November 7th. I bought them in May.
Wait, what?
I bought them in May, and they expired on November 7th. Is that
You keep breaking up. What was it?
You're breaking up. Your internet's
November
breaking.
7th? I think you're fine. It's
No, but like,
9th.
do edibles actually expire? Like, is that an actual thing?
Great. What? I have never had to check the expiration date of my edibles because I've eaten them before they could expire.
Yeah, I have like half a bag left. So we'll see.
I feel like it's like, it might be like a best buy date. Like, you could probably still take them. They just won't be as potent over time.
That's what I figured.
I think this week is definitely, it'll still be safe. But they're just going to get weak over time. So if you let them sit too long, they'll probably just be weak-ass edibles. So just...
So you're saying I should eat two?
One a night.
Eat two. I don't know, man. One still gets me pretty zooted. I really enjoyed Crown Jewel. Cause I was watching the almost Braun Strowman match, and I'm like, what does this match need? It needs an edible. So I went and ate one, and it was the rest of the show was fantastic.
We're going to talk about that Braun Strowman match and a whole bunch of other stuff, and how Braun Strowman got owned by Mustafa.
Was my chores match.
So... we'll talk about that, but before we get into all of that, we do have some news from...
Well, I think you should take the second edible, because Frank can't.
Yeah, I'll eat
should
one,
not be eating an edible, but that's...
Well, I mean...
Well, I mean... he should. That's why Will should have one for Frank.
That's going to be a great excuse.
I think if Frank ate an edible, he would start talking.
Like, I don't know if bearded dragons can get contact high.
But we should find out, not this week, but next week for episode 316. When we do...
Hell yeah!
Frank could talk. Oh, he's like sleeping
so,
on my
okay, bring
sweater.
all of your bad stuff for episode 316, or all of your good stuff, whichever one.
Can I get a hell yeah?
Can I get a hell yeah?
Are we doing a Stone Cold episode?
Essentially. I don't know how it's going to look.
Yeah.
It's got to be Stone Cold mix. Oh, I just had an idea. We can bring back Claire the beer aficionado. Because it's 316.
We could do that.
And
That's true. She is
the
a beer aficionado.
It's 316, and we get to preview Full Gear next week.
Ew.
My grocery store sells Stone Cold Steve Austin, which obviously doesn't help me, but it's right around the corner.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get some Broken Skull, some beer for next week too as well. So we'll definitely talk about it. But
I will get the Guinness, the non-alcoholic Guinness.
So ironically enough, Full Gear is next week, and then I guess the day after Full Gear or midnight after that show, New Japan is doing what they're calling essentially their historic crossover. Because the show is called a historic crossover, New Japan is partnering with Will's favorite female organization, Stardom, to put on their first ever crossover event.
That was pretty good. I see what you did there.
To put over their first ever crossover event. So New Japan and Stardom are going to be doing their first crossover event because Stardom is all women. New Japan historically has been pretty much an all-male promotion for...
It's been the He-Man Woman Haters Club of wrestling.
Pretty much. Except if you count the Bullet Babes, but they were just there for show a lot of the time. The main event of this crossover event...
Only 4,000 yen? Sign me up.
Yeah. The main event of this crossover spectacular, whatever you want to call it, is going to be the first ever, the inaugural match for the IWGP Women's Women's Championship. So New Japan has finally is going to allow women to wrestle. They have their own women's championship belt. And guess what, folks? It looks just like this. This is the first ever IWGP Women's Championship. It's going to be in a singles competition against two performers vying for the title that will be obviously from Stardom. One of them is, I believe her name is Mayu Awatami. She was ranked 27th in the PWI Women's 150, which is very interesting. The other person who's going to have a chance to be the first ever IWGP Women's Champion is someone we all know and love, the Sky Pirate herself, making her return to wrestling, Kairi Sane.
Oh, hell yeah. That's really cool.
Kairi Sane is returned. She is showing up. She is going to vie for this time.
Damn, that belt's small.
Yeah, it is.
That's hilarious. I was going to say AEW take notes. But
No. It still looks better than the first AEW women's title.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
It still looks better. So, Kay Murphy, I know you were really, really heavy on New Japan for a very, very long time, and I also want to go to you because I don't know how long your internet's going to last. But what are your thoughts on NJPW doing crossover with Stardom and this Women's World title and all of that?
So I'm excited for it. I don't know who the first wrestler is. So I'm excited to see a wrestler I've never seen wrestle before, and I'm really excited for Kairi Sane. But it's been definitely overdue that they have a women's title. And I think this is good. But wait, what time is it? It's after Full Gear on Saturday?
Be midnight in the States.
Wild. Okay.
Yeah, so you can watch, essentially you'll be able to watch Full Gear, and then as long as Full Gear doesn't go for fucking hours, you'll be able to switch over and see this crossover event, Stardom and NJPW, which is a big deal, I think, for Stardom, especially because, like Will and I discussed last week with our guest Jonathan, Stardom was one of the promotions that dominated the women's 150, and the number one women's wrestler in the world was not Bianca Belair. It was this woman from Stardom, which none of us really had an idea of who they are, and and what their skill set is, so on and so forth. So for them to be partnering with NJPW so quickly after this has come out, I think is a big deal. Will, would you agree?
Yeah, do you think Japan's embarrassed that Saudi Arabia had female wrestling before them?
That's a great question, actually. That's a great...
New Japan's just damn it.
They're that's what we're missing.
We got out progress by the people who are faking progress.
Oh man,
can't believe it. Or I think they're finally that He-Man Woman Hater Inoki kicked the bucket and finally get some poontang in here. Either way, Congratulations. I bet it's going to be amazing. Go Kairi Sane.
Yeah, I'm interested in this, especially because with all the talk about how Stardom was dominating the PWI 150, you had the number 27th ranked woman go up against Kairi Sane, who's obviously unranked because she has been wrestling for a considerable amount of time ever since her release. Like, where is the number one wrestler in the world, and how come she is not going for this title?
Because she shouldn't be number one, Ricky.
I don't know.
Wait, who was number one?
I forgot what her name is.
My internet cut out wild. You were saying who was number one? So
Yeah, see? You forgot what her name was. Another reason why she shouldn't have been number one.
It's like Saruda.
Yeah, does it? Maybe. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you if you're right or wrong. I have no idea.
It's a mess. If not, just look up our last show. But I'm interested, but to have her, because like out of all the people on that 150, we have Mayu Iwatani, I believe her name is, and don't quote me on that. She's number 27, but you had 5 women from Starter in the PWI, top 20 for this, and none of them are going for this title. So it's very interesting booking. Kairi Sane is the big splash here, obviously, and congrats to her. I hope she wins. I think overall it's probably better because she is known not only in Japan, but now she's known in America and in the States too. So her winning, I think, would be a great pull, and it also means that more than like it is Saya. Thank you, Alexis.
Let our audience knows more about wrestling than we do. Taquan's usually there correcting us.
I don't think Taquan.
Now we got
Alexis is probably
this cyber defense force over there.
Alexis is hacking our stream right now.
Hey, you're gonna hack it. Get us more viewers. Alexis, hack the algorithm for us.
For God's sakes, hack the algorithm.
You're praying to the algorithm gods and you to bring it to salvation.
This does mean, too, that more than likely the IWGP Women's Champion will be defending at Wrestle Kingdom, which is also a big deal as well.
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
That's really cool.
Which night? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Night 7, Wrestle Kingdom's a full week of them.
It's gonna be defended at night 14 of Access with an S.
So we'll see what happens. It's a really, really big deal for them. And congratulations to NJPW. I don't know if I will tune in because there's a lot going on that night in wrestling. But maybe I'll find an illegal stream, or maybe I'll just talk to Alexis and be like, find me a good stream. Or maybe Alexis has like just a fake burner account with New Japan. Get me on a list before I graduate. We're already all on a list, Alexis. Don't worry about it. If you're not on the list, you're not cool.
Yeah, right? Please. You're going to get access to the list and be like, oh, wow, we really are on it.
Oh, man. But
What's up, CIA? Hope you're enjoying the show. One of the 3 watching on YouTube. I know you're one of them.
Actually, which is good. We're getting good numbers.
That's right. We're on 2 channels.
We're on 2 channels. We're on 2 channels on YouTube, 1 channel on Twitter, Facebook page, and Twitch. So thank you to all of the people watching or watch. We have more people who watch our when it's not live.
The rerun?
Yeah, I guess the rerun.
Yeah, dude, we make double digits. Can you believe it?
It's fucking nuts, dude. We're on our way to getting paid, baby. God love the algorithm. Anywho, also overseas this past week was Crown Jewel, the biggest event that they've seen since the last Crown Jewel. And
yeah, facts.
And to be honest with you, it was a good show. It was a very good show, and the most impressive thing about it was the fact that Jake Paul didn't die until after the event, and Logan Paul almost died during the event. But all right, let's say it. Logan Paul's really good at wrestling.
Dude, that springboard off the top rope with the phone, I was just like, yo, that was a great spot.
Have you seen?
He's like, you're gonna go viral, bitch,
have you
and
seen
it did.
The camera footage?
So I need to.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It looks like it hurts. I was like, damn, Roman looks small as fuck.
I fell asleep and didn't see Roman and Logan Paul yet.
What?
Bruh.
Wait, what?
I knocked out hard. I watched Crown Jewel today, and I knocked out hard during the last women's standing match, and I woke up and it was over, and I'm like,
the last women's standing match. We'll talk about that. That was a fun one too. What's that?
I was excited
That's
for
act-
that match.
that
Yeah, it
was-
was clever. I was like, how did it end?
That was
Yeah,
actually
it's clever.
the
It was
last
clever.
one sent, a photo from the last one to send match is the cover of our show this week, which is fucking hysterical. I don't know if you've seen the photo, Will, but I'll send it to you later.
I haven't.
It's
I'll see you
really
up on the show
good.
though.
It's really, really good. But let's just say it. Logan Paul's really good at wrestling.
Yeah, dude, we all knew
He
this.
can't speak worth a damn, but he's really,
No,
really good.
I bet his brother cuts a mean promo because his brother's like Logan Paul has, he's gotten a lot of shit over the years, well deserved, in my opinion. But he's really, I think, trying to clean up his image and be more of a good person. Whereas Jake Paul don't give a flying fuck. He'll just say whatever he wants at the hot microphone. He needs to be his heavy, for lack of a better word, and his mouthpiece. I just don't think Logan plays a good character because he's trying too hard to be himself.
I think they might have low-key signed Jake Paul as well.
I mean, he got paid for that appearance. For sure.
Yeah, he showed up, and like they separated him and Solo, which usually in wrestling lore makes you believe that they're gonna fight somewhere down the road.
Yeah, I was just like, bro, tag team with them and the Usos. The Paul brothers versus the Usos. I think the Paul brothers kick the belts off them. That'd be fantastic.
Unfreaking believable. But I also loved how green Jake Paul was. I was watching online with Charles.
Oh, it's green as green.
And I saw him do a
fuck.
punch. I was like, that's a shitty punch. Like, oh, because you're a real boxer, you don't know how to do a working punch yet.
Yeah, it's a real punch. He just didn't hit him with.
He doesn't know how to fake the punch yet because he's a real boxer.
No, Mickey. There's a difference between punches and strikes.
Okay.
He can punch. He can't strike.
Fair.
Wrestling punches are strikes.
Fair. But no.
Like, whoa!
Logan Paul, pretty impressive. I think that's the last we're seeing Logan Paul for a while because guess who tore their meniscus, their MCL, and their ACL somewhere, like he said, probably halfway through the match, and that was Logan Paul himself. So he is going to be gone for a while. Thank God he signed a long-term contract with WWE, so he's going to get some of his expenses paid. But to be honest with you, he went through that match, and I thought he was fine.
Dude, the crowd ate it up. The crowd loved it. Again, phenomenal crowd, top to bottom. Like, the matches on the card, the wrestling was pretty average, but the crowd made a 3-star match into a 4-star match because they were into absolutely everything. They're like, oh my God, look at Braun Strowman. Almost, these people are nourished. It's crazy.
Too nourished, attacks me.
Yeah, a little too nourished. There's people like those. They're humongous. I thought they're gonna kiss for a second. They hugged. I was texting. I told you they're gonna kiss. Like he was like looking at his chest. I'm like, it's close enough. But yeah, Logan Paul. He proved everyone right and wrong at the same time. Phenomenal, excellent. He held his own. I still didn't believe for a second he was gonna win, but. He did a great job.
No, very, very good for him. I'm impressed. He'll heal up. He'll be better. And I also love, I don't know if you saw on his show. No, he was on someone else's show. And he finally like put over wrestling as a profession and stuff.
He's always put over wrestling. He just doesn't understand wrestling.
He was on somebody else's podcast or something like that. And he pretty much said like I got into pro wrestling in WWE and all my people kept on telling me it's fake, and he's like, dude, what's fake about this? It's like there is
not a goddamn
he was like,
thing.
The chairs are real, the tables are real tables, and he was
the tables are thin
but
tables.
They're still like real, and like he was like, bro, everything about this hurts, and I was like, you learned, Logan, good job.
Yeah, he's got a few receipts. Roman beat him up a little bit.
Let's talk about Roman in this match as well. And I know you didn't watch it, Kay, but Roman Reigns
put him over like crazy.
Roman also took care of him. But you actually saw after the frog splash spot on the table, he checked up on Logan. So wrestlers do this kind of weird thing where they'll pinch each other in the bicep or something, to kind of see if the other one's okay after like a huge spot, like when they're both on the ground. So that's what Roman would like pinch Logan Paul in the biceps. He'll be like, "Are you good?" And then like Logan Paul like hits him on the hand and be like, "I'm okay." That's how they like kind of communicate, which is good.
Yeah.
I loved how Roman paced this match, where he didn't expose Logan's
took his time.
And some of the best trash talk in the world. Roman Reigns put Logan Paul in a resting hold and started talking to the camera and calling out Twitter personalities.
Yeah, I want KSI. You see, like it was like Survivor Series. He paces like the other Paul brother. Like Rumble was KSI, and like WrestleMania was Mr. Beast. Well, you know what it was? It was like they had to do the rest whole talking shit because they had to do the drone shot.
Yeah. By the way, also for Crown Jewel in general, that drone stuff was amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, haha, they have drones, so they can't afford pyro. Then they did pyro with the drones. I was like, oh, they're way cooler than us.
The show itself looked great.
Yeah, it was a great looking show.
The drones were really like Bianca with the hair and everything. Like, was the giant lips in the hair? I don't know what it was,
lips
but
in the hair, yeah.
It was. I was like, this is a little racist, but it looks fantastic.
Well, it's her image. She likes the lips.
It's her image. Giant lips and a brain. It's like, come on now.
That's what they used for 3D image in WWE too.
It's just hilarious. It's just
what was really cool
funny.
is when they did braids too.
Yeah.
Because like, that's really difficult to do.
Roman, dude, they did. It was really cool. And that and the pyro looked really, really cool. It was a great show. It was
Triple H with the bird on his hand.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like I say, it's wrestling, man. It's stupid as fuck. It's amazing.
Let's move on to some other matches in the card, especially let's talk about this last women's standing match, which included a golf cart.
The botched golf, dude. This match was so botchy.
The only big botch I saw was obviously this table spot that we're showing right here.
Dude, they botched the golf cart
when
twice.
They botched the golf cart?
Like when she was on the ramp, like the golf cart didn't go fast enough. It was supposed to be like a crash spot, and Bianca kind of sidestepped and beat her up.
Well, because it's a golf cart. The golf cart's gonna look.
That's what I mean. It's like, dude, like if it was AJ Styles, he would have like remember Matt Hardy hit Sammy Guevara with the golf cart. It looked much better.
Roman hitting Kevin Owens.
Yeah, like there was a lot. This match was very botchy. I will say that, and this spot where it's just like. Oh, like the golf cart didn't go fast enough. She was supposed to fall off. It's like, oh, let me just grab you by the hair. Oh no, we missed. Guess what, Bailey? You're going through this shit again.
Was she supposed to fall off and like go through it? I thought the whole spot was that she was going to pull her and then slam her on it.
No, I think she was supposed to go fast, hit the brake. She was supposed to fall off and go through the table. And that didn't work, so she had a power bomber. That didn't work. Landed straight on her tailbone. And he's like, "Well, guess what? We fucked up. I got a power." Like poor Bailey.
Which
she took
I'm
a
very
beating.
Surprised that Bailey wasn't able to break that table.
No, I think Bianca overthrew her.
Oh, okay. It was an overthrow.
Yeah, that's my guess.
It did crack.
Also, look at this picture. Bailey, I don't think did a full rotation either.
Yeah. Okay, I can see it now.
I mean, if I had to get, I would put the blame on Bianca, but what do I know?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it was still an entertaining match. I'm surprised they got away with as much they did when the Last Woman Standing, because when they did Last Woman Standing, I was like, huh, I didn't know they were allowed to do that. But all right.
I like the finish. The finish was clever. The match was fine. It was just a lot of botches. A lot of mistakes.
It's weird that they did that, and then I'm not weird that they did that, but I found it weird because the other part of Damage Control won the titles back, so they literally just flip-flopped the tag titles for shits and giggles, which is a bit of a pain.
Yeah, it's women's tag belts, dude. They don't.
The only tag belts I respect are Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. That's all I'm gonna say. It's the only tag.
Yeah, Kaden Carter. God damn it.
Yes.
So hot.
If only mulligans could exist.
For real. Let's move on to a match. So, Kay, did you watch this match between the big meaty men slapping meat? This is one of them, because there were two big meaty men matches.
There were two big meaty men matches.
Which one? Because
we
I
are
can't
talking
see the
Omos and Braun Strowman.
Yeah, I actually did not pay attention during that match. I was making lunch. I had no interest in it. Honestly, I had fun watching Crown Jewel. I went in not that invested.
Fair. It wasn't bad. What I did like,
Fun.
what I did like about this match in particular, almost talking shit.
Oh yeah,
He just should always
it's
talk
the best
shit.
he's ever looked as a wrestler.
Yeah, that's for sure. He still can't wrestle.
He's better. No, I think he's tons better, but I think what Will said is that the trash talk elevates his character.
His character's better. Yeah, his character's better because he's just that massive guy. It's believable. It's like, yeah, this guy just talk shit. Who's going to stop
bully,
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a massive bully. I think it's hard for him to do even wrestling moves because he's so damn big. Like, who's he going to spar with? The only person I think he can actually spar with would be Braun Strowman on a regular basis. And, like...
Yeah, and the match was just very blah. I mean, the only thing that was good about it was him talking shit.
Match.
The match itself was...
Do?
Yeah, I know. It's a spectacle, but it wasn't good. Wasn't good.
Look at Undertaker Kane from, like, MSG at WrestleMania 20. That's not a great match. It's a quick match. It's not a great...
Undertaker and Kane had good matches,
Did they really?
Yeah, dude. Down at WrestleMania 14, great match. Kane kicked out of the tombstone twice. Yeah. See, I remember that. The only thing I remember from this match was almost talking shit and Braun Strowman getting plucked from a stupid train bullshit. And you gotta tell me the next crown jewel when they fought. I'm like, no, I don't.
Here's my thing. Braun should have came out with the crown jewel belt. I mean, Braun Strowman's over like we're over there. Like, they love Braun. I don't know why.
Yeah, because he's humongous.
Omos is bigger.
Okay, yeah, but what's his Strowman's white. It's gonna help somewhat.
I kind of felt that too as well. I was like, is it because he's black that they don't like him? I was like, this is kind of weird.
I mean, he's also almost is also a heel, so they're not supposed to like him.
Fair enough.
Like, let's not forget that too. Like, he's not written as a face. Like, it's not Sturgis, all right, with Booker T. That was real. That was some real shit.
Well, him and his brother didn't do themselves any justice either by trying to really rile that crowd up.
Well, in '96 they were baby faces, and they were not baby faces in Sturgis.
I don't think so.
97, 98, I think they were probably heels. Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
Fun big meaty men slapping meat match. Not the best big meaty men match, but a fun match nonetheless. I also love how they had I think her name's Aja. Why'd you have the small little lady reffing this match? I mean, I know we did it for
to make them look bigger.
From a visual perspective, but I was like, what if something goes wrong?
That's why. Almost farts on her. Gives a pink eye.
What if Braun did the train and he like runs over her?
She'd like it. She looks like she likes it rough.
She was, I believe.
She looks like she's taking a few crown princes.
No,
if you know what I mean.
She's married to Ruff. I believe she's married to Leon Ruff. Mm-hmm.
Really? Oh, she would not like being owned by Braun Strowman. Then she likes some small. She likes that rabbit. She likes getting rabbit fucked.
I miss Leon Ruff. I hope Triple H signs him back.
I don't. I don't. Ruff. I like small fish in a small pond was good for him.
Leon Ruff in NXT was fine. Triple H should be a baller and just.
I meant Evolve. He was good in Evolve.
He was good in NXT. He just couldn't wear the belt that he won, which is funny.
It was too big.
He kept falling down.
Stupid. So stupid.
Funny. All right, let's move on to the other big meaty men slapping meats match, which was the meat slapping majesty match that kicked off the show because apparently Brock had places to be.
Yeah, he's like, get me the fuck out of here.
But it's fine because
I was shook. It was first. Then I'm like,
because Bobby Lashley whipped that ass for.
I like the heel turn.
Minutes.
I liked the heel turn.
Okay, what are your thoughts on this meat slapping majesty of a match?
That was my favorite match of the show. I wanted Brock and Bobby for so fucking long. And like it was great. It was really fun. It wasn't too long. And I was happy.
I'm glad you were happy, K. Murphy. I enjoyed it too. Bobby being a total maniacal asshole right now is great. Like he might have killed Mustafa on Raw, which is fucking hysterical if you saw that. But I also like the fact that Brock found a way to win. And now, essentially, they're tied 1-1. There's going to be a blow-off match somewhere down the road.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Put him in a fight pit. I don't know. Put him somewhere.
Put him in a fight. I don't...
Oh, I would love
I was
him in a
talking to
fight pit.
Charles about this. Like, I don't know if you want to put them in a fight pit because they might actually fight each other.
Dude, Lion's Den.
No,
do the Lion's Den,
fight
right?
Pit. It's the same thing as Lion's Den.
Yeah, I know. Fight pits is better. No, they need a stip. Like their first match. Their first match was great with shenanigans. This match was not a dud, but it was a little disappointing because of the finish. But I get it; it's a means to an end. That third match, it's a transition in the story, which is fine. I have no problem with it. But that third match is going to be,
I was thinking about this,
but it needs a stip.
I think the stip would mean. I think the stip should be it's a shoot, because they've all.
No, I don't think that. That's how someone gets hurt.
But like these guys are both former UFC, well not former MMA people. Though Brock got the, as Paul Heyman said on I think after Bella Gage, Brock got the push because he was in UFC. But Bobby was equally as successful as Brock was. Brock just had more fame associated to his name, and they've never had it.
Yeah, Bobby was in
Strike
Force and Bellator.
And so you know the story there is Bobby has always wanted to say I'm as good as Brock. And so what better way to do like a fight pit half shoot match? Or maybe even a full shoot. Just don't put Daniel Cormier in the middle because Brock might actually fuck up. Daniel Cormier talks too much shit.
Dude, if you put him in an octagon, like an octagon match, bring in Big John McCarthy from MMA. That's what they really need. That guy don't fuck around. Herb Dean. That guy don't fuck around.
I think you put them in a legit UFC style match.
Like Wardlow and Jack Swagger
Something
did.
Like that, yeah. Put him in a.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was a great thing. I actually really enjoyed what AEW did with that because it looked really good.
I think you put them in more of a shoot style match.
Oh, dude, the brawl for all.
Do the brawl.
The brawl for all. The brawl for all.
No.
Dude, we're bringing back the brawl for all. Brawl for all. Brawl for all. Brawl for all. Okay, winner has to fight Bart Gunn though in a shoot fight.
No, I think they just do more of a shoot style between Brock and Bobby and see what they really got. 'Cause they want to fight each other. It's very clear and obvious they want to fight each other. And to have something where to have a match where no one actually knows what the finish is, because it has to actually be determined in the ring. I think it's great, TV there. Especially,
yeah, I mean, but they're both in their 40s. That's how someone gets really hurt.
Especially if you bring in like Herb Dean and stuff, you gotta like even if it's like a. No,
you understand? UFC refs are only there to tell you to stand up, to walk for a tap out, and to stop the fight.
You create the illusion that this is going to actually be a shoot. So you do, but like.
Yeah, but if you don't know what the outcome is, then it's not a shoot. Then it's an actual shoot. Sorry, it's an actual shoot.
Yeah, but that's how you promote it. You might actually know what the finish is.
You mean Brock and Bobby going to go in there not knowing what the finish is?
No, I'm saying you promote it as we don't know who's going to win this.
Well, that's how they promote everything.
Exactly. That's why you got to jazz it up and bring in like Herb Dean and make it create the illusion that this is going to be a shoot.
Like a not WWE guy.
I mean, I guess.
No, I see what you're saying. Like, by bringing in like a ref from UFC, for example, like makes it like it harkens on their like MMA background. And
as long as they bring in Bruce Buffer,
and it makes it seem like they're gonna kick the shit out of each other, and then but really it's gonna be they know who's gonna win.
Yeah,
but they have to make it seem like it's a real fight. Like
you might even bring in like a special guest announcer for this too from the UFC as well.
Oh my god, dude! I got it. You're
creating this bigger spectacle than what it actually is.
I got it. You bring in the five-sided ring. Instead of an octagon, they do the five. So what was TNA's like the five sides of steel or whatever, or six sides of steel?
Or six.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was six. It was a six-sided ring. Yeah, bring in the six-sided ring and 6 sides of steel. Just steal it from TNA. But then, dude, they have an Ultimate X match.
Please, no. You do not need Ultimate X. Bobby and Brock.
Can you imagine him on the wires? Brock like a fucking monkey.
You do not need an Ultimate X match. No.
God, that would be incredible. They do an Ultimate X match. Suicide comes in for the win.
No, God.
It's actually Kazarian again.
No, we did not need an Ultimate X match. So we've gone on from Crown Jewel. Those are three of the bigger matches that happened. But let's talk about this controversial finish to Raw.
Bro, what the fuck
So
happened
there's a
here,
lot
man?
of thoughts. I want to get everybody's thoughts on this, but let's set the scene. Seth Rollins was supposed to have a U.S. Open challenge. Mustafa Ali said got on the Tron and said he was going to challenge it, but then heel Bobby came and literally threw Mustafa to the Never Realm.
To the Shadow Realm.
And said, I'm going to fight you. He shows up. Before the bell even rings, he starts beating the crap out of Seth for no reason whatsoever, just beating the crap out of him. It's not an official match. They finally pull Bobby away. Austin Theory comes out with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Interesting turn of events.
Ooh.
Goes to commercial. Seth is still down. Austin Theory is now at ringside. And he goes to one of the refs and says, I'm going to cash in my Money in the Bank contract to take the United States Championship off of Seth Rollins. Well, that didn't happen. Seth pulled a rabbit out of his ass and defended his title. Austin Theory has become one of the small amount of people who have failed to cash in. He's the fifth one?
It's 5 of them. Yeah, it's Cena, Corbin, Braun,
Sandow,
Theory, and Sandow. That's the 5.
Cena, Corbin, Braun, Theory. Yep, that's 5.
That sucks.
And so he has failed his cash in. It's interesting. There's a lot of probably crazy crazy thoughts that are going on with this. So, Will, you have some opinions?
Yeah, would Vince book this shit? Like, what is this nonsense? Like having him lose against Roman would be one thing, right? You showcase him on an event, like he plans the cash in, whatever, makes him look good. He gets over in losing. That didn't happen. So it's like, okay, he's not going to go after Roman. That's not believable. Let's give him the U.S. title, which, the briefcase is for a world title match. I guess, yeah, it's for any belt, sure. But, like, why wouldn't you use it on a world title? Why in kayfabe would you do it on a mid-card title? But okay, fine. And then you have him lose that, too? Why not just fire him on his wedding? Why not just fire him on his wedding day while you're at it?
I wonder what the plan for this is now.
How much more can you bury this guy? I know he's 24 years old, and he'll be fine in the end. But it's just like, why? What is the rationale here? Why do this? This is stupid booking, in my opinion. It's just ridiculous.
Murphy, your thoughts?
I feel like and this is not me defending Vince McMahon, I don't think Theory would have lost if Vince was still here. I think Theory would have been a new champion of some sort, whether it be the United States champion or if he wouldn't have lost to Roman. Like, that's obvious. So it makes sense that Theory is going to challenge a mid-card title, especially because that's never been done before, which I think is cool. It's a cool idea. I think he should have won. But I'm just wondering what this means for him going forward. Like, now what?
He's fucked.
I think it's interesting because you got to lay the groundwork. Like I said, the Money in the Bank title, as you guys both said, is for a championship match, not for a world title. It's for a championship match of the person's choosing. This is the first time that someone else has ever actually challenged for anything other than a world title, which I think is good for the future of Money in the Bank, because now every champion, except for the tag champions, are kind of going to have to be on notice, that you got to have that level of unpredictability, especially in wrestling. So I think that expands the Money in the Bank thing, where anybody can win and anybody can challenge for any championship.
I guess, but it's like, what's the goal of any wrestler who enters WWE?
The goal should be
to win the world title.
But
world
here's
title.
the thing.
It's like, why are you settling for mid?
Do you really think he's going to beat Roman? The guy...
No, but
it doesn't matter.
Kayfabe, though,
it doesn't
he
matter.
should.
It's not believable for him to win, which will make the win that much more shocking. I can see that as well, but I don't think you have Theory be the one to take it off of Roman.
No, absolutely not.
And
absolutely
so
not.
With that as well, I think they wrote them. So I think a couple of things happened. One, change in regime.
And they booked themselves into a corner.
I think they wrote themselves into a corner.
It's a dud year for the Money in the Bank because there's no way you can cash it in.
He could have cashed. He could have cashed in NXT, and actually that would have been interesting as well. Because he did tease that at one point, which I thought that would also be a cool twist as well. Because like I said, it's the any champion from any brand thing, which I think is a cool thing. There's also. And I'm also of the opinion of he's not buried because he's 24, 25. He's got a long ways to go. And he's probably got a lot to learn. He was denied. I mean, he went to like the WrestleMania 36 and then got sent back to NXT. They're always start and stop with him. But I also think there might be a little bit of backstage heat. I think they said they wrote himself to a corner. Might be some backstage heat. He might be a little bit too big for his britches. And this might be a way of humbling him. There's a lot of possibilities. But to say that he is completely buried, I don't think that's the case. I think there's a lot of other things going on around him that led to this happening.
Oh, he's buried. He's not dead and buried, but he's buried.
What is your definition of buried? That's what I'm curious for.
Meaning he was at one time up here, right? High hopes, United States champion, Money in the Bank winner, and now he's down here, losing a cash into a mid-card title.
But he lost to Seth Rollins, that's buried. Also number one as well.
A mid-card title.
It's losing to Seth Rollins.
A mid-card title.
Mid-card title. Sometimes a mid-card title is more important than the actual world title, as is the case.
When you have the option to go for the number one
which
title,
he already did,
but you settle for number two
went for the world
and
title
lose.
And failed at Clash at the Castle, getting his ass knocked out.
You are buried.
He's not
buried. He's not dead and buried, but he is buried.
He's not buried at all. I don't see his...
No, he's you can't say he's over. He's not fucking over. He's most definitely buried.
He's not over, but like I think Seth makes it. I'm not saying it. Obviously, this isn't great, but if he lost to what's his face? Like if James Ellsworth was the big card title and he lost, I would consider that to be buried. Seth Rollins has been really hot for a while, and it doesn't make sense for Seth, at least to me, it doesn't make sense for Seth to drop.
It does if you're trying to enter a new feud, right? And say Theory won, and then he enters a 3-month feud with Seth Rollins and drops to Seth Rollins after a few months going into Mania. That's fine. He's not buried. Now, what's his trajectory? What's his storyline going forward? We have to wait and see. But
it makes me wonder if they have something better for him than that.
If they had something better, he wouldn't have lost dropping his guaranteed cash in whenever he wants, being squashed by Bobby Lashley and then losing to Seth Rollins. It's a burial. You can't say it's anything but a burial.
It's not a burial.
It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's a burial.
It's not a burial because as the Quan says, when I bring this point by the Quan, it goes, if you're
he gets a good point. He's on TV time. He's on matches. Sure,
in matches you aren't buried. He also lost to one of the hottest people. That's still not really a burial because you're expected to lose to somebody like Seth Rollins. Yes, you had the upper hand. Listen.
Cash in whenever you want.
Cash in guarantees that he gets a match. Doesn't guarantee that he wins. So get that out of your head. Yeah, that's been proven.
Yeah, but you get to handpick your opportunity.
People before him have handpicked their opportunity and have lost,
and they were also buried. Damien Sandow was buried.
You buried John Cena.
John Cena called a shot.
You're saying
John Cena called no. John Cena called a shot and got fucked over at Raw 3000. That's completely different.
That's not different. He picked a time.
He called a shot and lost.
To your logic,
he did an opportune. This is a completely different situation.
You said they guaranteed.
And John Cena was forever over. John Cena was forever over at that point.
Logic, you said the bank
guarantees.
I
would also like to point out that no matter in wrestling or in life, just because you pick your opportunity does not guarantee to succeed at it.
Yeah, but it's predetermined to lose. Yes, it is. Triple H buried this kid. Now with John, if Austin Theory, if Austin Theory called his shot, if Austin Theory called his shot and said, "I'm facing Roman this Friday on SmackDown," and then lost, it's not a burial. He handpicked a spot.
So
and Triple H is like, "You're gonna lose. It's a burial."
And switching up your own logic.
No, I'm saying John Cena did it as a babyface. He called a shot, and the Big Show, I think it was the Big Show, screwed him over.
So
that's not a burial.
So here's what I'm hearing.
How is Theory protected here? He's not. It's a fucking burial.
I'm hearing from one side, you're using kayfabe and stuff to protect your John Cena argument. The other side, you're using the fact that Theory's decision was predetermined and burying Theory. You're making two different points here.
Well, yeah, because it's two completely different scenarios.
About the same situation here.
And in kayfabe. Well, because burial doesn't come from on-screen kayfabe. Burial comes from the back. Burial comes from the booking decision.
He's buried from something he did in the back, then. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about what's...
We're talking about what we're I don't know what happened in the back. Yeah, what we're seeing on screen... I'm saying Triple H buried him. I'm saying Triple H is burying him.
Triple H is burying him. We got to...
The booking is burying him because he was once up here with opportunity and promise, and now he's down here with nothing but his dick in his hands.
Opportunity and promise, so because we don't know what happened, because this just happened a couple of days ago, William. We don't know.
Yeah, and 3 years from now,
you can't.
3 years from now, he might be in a better situation. He might dig himself out of the hole he is currently in. I'm saying right now, at this time, he is at rock bottom in his career.
No way he's at rock bottom.
Didn't this? Wait.
In WWE. It's in WWE.
Didn't this happen 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Will, you're being dramatic a little bit.
Nah, dude. This is the worst.
Didn't even happen.
This is the worst he has been in his WWE career. He's buried. He has no momentum. He's got fucking nothing.
Really? Because we're still talking about him, and also this is
no television has happened.
3 years from now, he could easily be back on top. He could dig himself out of the hole and no longer be buried and get over. Right now, he's buried.
Him losing in a Raw main event match is him being buried.
With a cash-in, yes. With a Money in the Bank briefcase, which has an 80% chance of cashing in on the world title. And you lose to a mid-card belt.
Money in the Bank briefcase, as we've already defined, guarantees you a championship match.
100% chance.
It is a championship match. Does not mean it's a world title match.
It doesn't have to.
You keep on emphasizing world title, and you have to correct yourself because it's a championship match.
World title. He lost to a mid-card title.
Okay, what's the matter with that? Just because you can cash in does not guarantee that you will win.
But 80% of the time, they do
20%
win.
of the time people lose, and he's part of that 20%. It's not a guarantee, and it's not a burial.
It's a burial. Fucking burial.
He hasn't even been on TV again yet. It's only been 3 days. Relax yourself. And besides, he was
on a down.
All right, so let's look at Austin Theory since April. Let's hold on. Let's look at Austin Theory since April. What happened in April? Wasn't he part of one of the biggest moments in WrestleMania when Austin returned and took one of the best stunners we've ever seen? He's been in Money in the Bank.
Yes,
he's been spotlighted in a bunch of pay-per-views. He's gotten a lot of reaction.
And since Triple H took over. And since Triple H took over, he's been in no major feuds. He's lost on TV.
But
he lost his Money in the Bank.
Hold on, Will. Hold on, Will.
Lost momentum. Down. Momentum is at dip 0. He is buried. Conversation over. What's the next topic?
The conversation is not over, and so you shut the fuck up for a second. Really quickly, based on your own fucking logic from a long time ago, in the Money in the Bank.
And Johnny Gargano said that Austin Theory was going to main event.
He could.
WrestleMania
I totally,
44.
Hold on.
I totally think he will. But right now, he's buried.
But Bill, Will, based on your own logic.
Bill? Who? Goldberg.
Based on your own logic of the Money in the Bank, he doesn't have to win. He can lose and lose and lose and lose and makes the cash a little bit better. But that's what he was doing for a while. The fact that he lost the cash and doesn't really take away from what he had been doing with the Money in the Bank briefcase, the same that other people have done before him. Did he lose? Sure, but not everybody can win.
With the exception of John Cena, because John Cena at that time is and was and always will be forever over, who benefited from missing out their cash in? Baron Corbin?
Well, Baron Corbin,
Braun Strowman, who later got released,
blatantly punished, and everybody knew that one.
Yeah,
here's what I'm saying.
And he was buried, and then he got built back up.
Here's my thing.
He retired Kurt Angle.
Here's the thing with the Money in the Bank. The Money in the Bank, according to most people's logic, is supposed to elevate them and make them the next big star or to be prominent. And I can argue,
and this doesn't elevate him at all.
He already has, and he didn't need to win a title to do that.
Oh God, no! Stop it.
What bigger things could he do in this past year?
Maybe pinning Seth Rollins and winning the U.S. title again. That would be a great start.
Why? Because he already won the U.S. title. It's been there, done that before.
So why'd he cash in on it?
He's got to pick somebody, and you're gonna say he's gonna beat Roman.
So he's buried.
It's not buried. It happened a couple of days ago. There's no burial.
Seth Rollins, if he beat Seth Rollins and then went in a feud with him, had a storyline with him, he would not be buried.
But we don't know what the story is yet. He may still be in a feud with Seth Rollins.
Maybe, but as of right now, he's buried. Because he's got nothing.
Why? You know who else has nothing? Seth Rollins has nothing. Roman Reigns has nothing. You know why? Because there hasn't been TV yet. You don't know where the story is.
Seth Rollins has the best one of his career in the U.S.
Seth Rollins could be buried. Seth Rollins could be buried on SmackDown. We don't know that yet.
Theory. Roman Reigns has both titles on an 800-day streak.
Roman Reigns can be buried because he's not on TV just yet. You don't know what the story is.
Title reign.
You don't know what the story is yet. Anybody can be buried at any moment.
Because he just got buried from his storyline.
No, the storyline ended. That's not a burial. There's a difference between a storyline ending and a burial, William. There's a difference between a storyline ending and a burial. A burial takes time. Storylines end every day.
The dirt. He is fucking buried. Right now he's fucked. Right now he's fucked.
Why? Because he ended the storyline with something?
He lost his 80%.
And you know who else ended the storyline? Logan Paul ended the storyline with Roman Reigns. Is Logan Paul buried?
Oh, Logan Paul. Well, he has an ACL injury, so he's in trouble.
Is he buried? He ended the storyline with Roman Reigns. Is he buried?
No. Over a loss. Austin Theory isn't fucking one of them.
Austin Theory lost, and he ended the storyline. And Austin Theory is buried?
He should have won.
It's okay to say that you think he should have won, and that's cool and dandy. But to say somebody is buried off of one loss and off of something that we don't know what's going to happen in a couple of days from now, I think that's a little bit much.
You can't say he's over. He's not fucking over. He's not in a better position than he was 2 weeks ago.
He's not buried.
Did it occur to you that Austin Theory can turn the L into a lesson, William?
Exactly.
Of course.
And burial would be not being on TV. Burial would be being on main event. Burial would essentially being taking time off. But you don't.
Over 3 months from now, he can win.
If he were buried, he'd be chasing. If the 24/7 title still existed, if he were buried, he'd be going out. He'd be chasing the 24/7. If he were buried, he'd be in No Way Jose's Congo Line.
It's burial. If that thing still existed, he'd be there. Jeff Hardy was in the U.S. 24/7 title.
Jeff Hardy had backstage issues.
I know.
Yeah. He was buried too.
And you're right, Fred's theory is over because he did get mega heat, and over is over when you get that.
By WrestleMania, he could no longer be buried. He could be over. He could be fighting for the world title for the fucking all I care. Right now,
based on what? Because of one loss? Because of one loss? So you're saying everybody who loses is buried?
Really good.
No!
That's what your logic is saying. You're saying he's lost, and so he's buried.
Under Triple H, on the trajectory the past 3 months, he has lost every single match. He's been in no storylines, and he lost his Money in the Bank briefcase. He's buried. He's done. Move on.
I'm not going to. The briefcase was his story, and he just ended the storyline with the briefcase. He can move on to someone else.
Fuck it, move
He can move on to someone else. When you stop yelling, I'll move on. Take a chill pill.
This is giving top tier talent.
Yo, this is better. This is better than the Saudi Arabia original one. Because shame Jonathan wasn't on
the Saudi Arabia original one. You were still in the wrong there, because you just didn't understand culture. But that's happening.
No, fuck their culture.
Hence why you don't understand it.
I still stand by that. That the culture that treats women like property, yeah, fuck that culture. The culture that butchers journalists and puts people in jail for going against the regime, yeah, fuck
Sounds
that
like America
culture.
to me,
Amen
actually.
to that. I stand by that pro-America. Fuck that culture.
Pro-America, the one that doesn't give women the right to choose what happens to their own body. That's cool. Anywho.
No, we live in New York. We live in New York. Yeah, fuck that culture and the government.
You're sad.
Yeah, oh yeah. Just I can't wait to vacation in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. I'm sure you'll do great over there.
I can't wait to actually leave the East Coast by yourself and go somewhere outside of the United States. Be it as it may.
I have left the United States.
Where?
I went to Jamaica.
Yeah. Anyhow.
It was great.
It's not a work, Fred. It's actually not at all. Work too hard.
No, this is very much real. This is very much real.
Back to other things aside. Survivor Series is coming up in a couple of weeks in Will's hometown of Boston, Massachusetts, or Will's home city of Boston, Massachusetts, and we already have the first War Games match for the women.
Yo, I told you it was 5v5.
I don't remember you telling me 5v5.
It was a few weeks ago. I thought it was 5v5, and you said it was 4v4. 5v5 would take forever.
Yeah.
I said it was 5v5.
Yeah, I know traditionally it was 4v4.
I do remember it being 4v4 though, because there was always
in NXT was 4v4. I'm assuming because of Survivors.
It was always the undisputed. It was the undisputed
versus somebody,
era versus somebody. So it was 4. So I guess Triple H added a fifth.
You keep the Survivor Series tradition.
Yeah, 5v5.
Some sort of Survivor Series tradition live.
I'm down with it, dude.
So you have Damage Control and Crazy Nikki Cross and an extra opponent versus Team Bianca and friends, Asuka and Alexa Bliss. So my question is, who are the other 3 opponents?
Well, I think Bayley needs a heavy.
Who's your heavy?
So you could do a heel turn, or you could bring back a Nia Jax, because Triple H loves these returns. And I'm going to talk about Mia Yim. But that's pretty excellent.
Yeah.
Or they could add Rhea Ripley, and Mia Yim goes to Bianca.
You think Rhea? Well, you did have that somewhat that face off backstage between Rhea and Bianca, so Rhea and Bianca's coming.
So I'd put Rhea in Bayley's team then, because correct me if I'm wrong, Ricky. I think Rhea pinned Bianca in the NXT War Games. With the one we were at.
I don't remember. I know that was the Rhea coming out show because she was face then.
Yeah, it was that or Bianca pinned Rhea. I don't remember who had the belt, but I think one of those 2 pinned the other.
I don't remember. I know Rhea ended up coming out on top of that, but I don't remember what happened. I'd have to go back and watch it. Do you please?
Yeah, put Candice on. Yeah, I'd put Candice on Bianca. Okay. Bianca. So you got I got Mia Yim and Candice for Bianca, and then Rhea Ripley for Bayley.
Yeah, okay. So if Rhea goes in, then you automatically are going to add Mia Yim.
Mia Yim. That makes sense, right? Because you figure Judgment Day and the club are going to add more to their team. I'm assuming that's the other match. That would make the most sense.
I don't know.
Which is interesting that. Although, would it make sense to have both War Games be a Raw feuds?
I think the Bloodline's going in.
Ooh.
They're also
the Usos,
Sammy,
Solo.
Also the poster of Survivor Series.
So we got the Usos, Solo, and
Roman.
Sammy. Do you add Roman?
It's a big 4. He's got to do something.
Go up against New Day.
Ooh.
Maybe Ray. Oh, fuck.
I think you can't not have Roman at Survivor Series.
I agree.
Like, you just can't be like, I'm sitting this out. Like, no, you can't sit this one out.
It's a big 4. But does title match.
The way I see it, I think Survivor Series is being kind of it's a more extreme All-Star game this year where there aren't going to be really any title matches. I think the stories are going to be surrounding War Games no matter what. And there's never titles on the line at War Games.
Correct. Well, I'm thinking back to NXT. There were title matches on NXT War Games though.
Yeah, but it was like the North American, because like the what?
Probably like a North American ladder match.
Old reliable.
Yeah. But because when we saw it, Undisputed had like all the belts, so they were like all in the match, so it didn't fucking matter.
That's true. I don't know. We'll see. It's very exciting though. It's what, a month, 3 weeks away.
18 days. 18.
The 26th. So that's 2 weeks from Saturday.
So you got to develop a story really quick. So I think it's going to be the Usos, Bloodline. I don't know who's going to be on the Usos on the Bloodline, and then
the Brawling Brutes. Good one to
Brawling Brutes.
I do wish I could go to this card. I really want to go to this card.
Well, actually, it could be New Day and the Brawling Brutes because Sheamus should be back from his wedding stuff.
So you got how many Brawling Brutes? You got 3 Brawling Brutes and 2 New Day. It's 5.
That would work.
That would work.
And plus,
that would totally work.
Sheamus in an Irish town like Boston.
Oh yeah.
Don't eat that shit up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The TD Garden is like in the Irish part of Boston too. I think. I don't think it's in the north. Actually, I don't think it's in the North End.
I don't know.
Let me Google that.
It's
by I'm gonna steal Freckles' job right here.
It's by a body of water. At some point, but I think that's good. K Murphy, are you with me, K?
It's in the West End.
Okay. Now you know what I'm going to ask you. What are the chances that we see a Boss and a Glow in Bosstown?
I thought about it. Honestly, if she doesn't come back, they're gonna show up at the Rumble.
That's fine with me.
I'm like honestly expecting Sasha Banks to win the Royal Rumble.
That'd be interesting.
At this point, so one of them, I feel like Sasha and Naomi coming back from the Royal Rumble and one of them winning would be fucking huge.
Yeah.
Who was Sasha training with the other day? I saw a video.
She did that fucking crazy Rana.
Yeah, I watched it 4 times. I'm like, how do you actually do this? Like, how do you know where to put your legs, your head, and your body?
Know. I don't know who she was.
I couldn't figure it out.
I know the video and I know the picture, but I don't know who she was training with. She's obviously just teasing shit at the moment. That could be just her regular workout because she's just that's what she knows how to work out.
Sure, that's just her staying in shape. The screw ring shape. That's like actual shape. It's movie shape at this point. Let me see who she was in the ring with. Also, rest in peace to R-Truth and his pec.
Was it a pec or was it a thigh?
Or quad. I'll tell you in a second. It might have been a quad.
Which sucks because he was about to be on a great roll. Too. But also, what are the chances of Becky Lynch showing up and helping out Bianca?
I don't know.
I think that makes more storyline sense. They finished their feud at SummerSlam.
That is a quad, you were right.
They finished their feud at SummerSlam. Bayley and Bianca kind of had that, like, we're friends now type thing on that Raw. And Becky should be healed up by now.
What was her injury?
Like
was it a shoulder? Was it a shoulder?
August. I think she should be good. Shoulders are iffy.
Shoulders can be very iffy because if it's a separated shoulder, that could take 6 months of rehab. That's what they told me for my shoulder, so I didn't do it. So also, she could be ready, but it could be a Bayley situation where there's no creative for her. So why bring her back?
After that
like
match.
Bailey was ready to go like shortly before or after WrestleMania, but there was no storyline for her. So Becky could come back at the Rumble.
Yeah.
If she's
I
ready,
wonder if they're going to reveal who could be on these teams or leave it a surprise. My best bet is to leave at least one of them a surprise, which is awesome. Like when they did KO at NXT Takeover War Games.
God,
that was an amazing surprise.
That was an amazing surprise.
That was an absolutely amazing surprise. But we'll see, because Survivor Series will go on. And also an amazing surprise, Dana Brooke showed up and quickly lost the 24/7 championship in what was probably the longest single reign of a 24/7 championship in the existence of a 24/7 championship, because she held it for months because she wasn't on TV. And then Nikki Cross quickly missed putting it in the garbage can, but essentially we got what was going on.
Did she really miss?
The video she missed.
That's hilarious. You know, what a fitting end to that title.
She missed the title. She missed the trash can, which I thought was a because if you actually see it, Bailey looks back on the floor and like acknowledges that the title did not get into the garbage can. So we have no more 24/7 championship. K. Murphy, do we finally get a women's mid-card championship?
Yo, I fucking hope so. It's overdue because WWE often doesn't know what to do with women. And I feel like a mid-card title could solve a lot of problems.
I believe so too.
But I don't think the elimination of the 24/7 title has anything to do with that.
You think they were just getting rid of it just for the sake of getting rid of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as people shit on it so long, I don't think it's probably Triple H probably didn't like it.
I don't blame him.
I liked it because it was stupid as fuck.
It had its moments.
I didn't like it. I didn't respect it. I liked it. I didn't respect it.
It had its moments of stupidity, which were brilliant.
I don't know, man. I think overall, it's a success.
I would agree. I think it was a success.
I thought it was fantastic. R-Truth in the 24/7 championship is some of the most invested I've ever been in wrestling.
R-Truth found so many different ways in so many different locations to win that title.
Oh, finally.
He wanted
Do you remember he would post it like on Facebook Live and shit and like Instagram when he was challenging?
When him and Jinder were going at it. He beat Jinder on a plane.
It was
He beat Jinder on a golf course.
Did you on a golf course?
He beat Drake Maverick at his wedding when Drake Maverick was going to consummate his wedding. He beat.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
He beat Tozawa at the Lincoln's.
The wedding on Raw.
The wedding in Raw.
When him, Tamita, Dana Brooke, they all like switch back and forth.
He beat Tozawa. They had a battle in New York City. I think he won it at the Lincoln Center. The one thing that I was upset about is that Gronk should have defended during an NFL game.
Oh my god, if they could have pulled that off. Dude, don't get me too excited, Ricky.
Could you imagine if you watch SportsCenter the next day and during Gronk's touchdown celebration, R-Truth came out and schoolboyed him for win the 24/7 title. Reps threw a flag but didn't know what to call.
Oh my god. That would be something else.
Could you imagine that scene? But the 24/7 title was a success.
Bad Bunny won it.
Yes, he did.
Didn't Bad Bunny win it and then took on SNL?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He brought on SNL with him.
So for that exact reason, in wrestling sense, in kayfabe, it is 100% not a success. It is a ridiculous title, a stupid idea. But in terms of social media, entertainment, and the actual thing it was designed to do, it's a total success.
Absolutely, total success. Rest in peace, 24/7 title. Hopefully, it brings back something very, very interesting in return. Hopefully, who knows? Also, moving on, Mia Yim's back. Not Reckoning, Mia Yim, which
I forgot her name.
This is OG Mia Yim, Tim's and everything, wearing what she actually wants to wear. Her blue hair is back. No Keith Lee though. Keith Lee is still in AEW. But Mia Yim is back. She beat up Rhea, and honestly, Mia Yim was the last person I thought that was going to show up because I honestly thought she was still contractually obligated to Impact.
Yo, I thought all four of these guys are still contractually obligated to Impact.
Buyout, maybe?
Honestly, Mia Yim fits.
Yeah.
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 Like she passes the eye test.
And she can go back and forth with them in conversation. Like she fits their group.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. Like they visually, it looks like it fits character wise, and like they look like they'd all be friends.
And like her and Rhea have history, back from NXT as well. So it also fits.
That they do.
That also
That they
fits. I
do.
wasn't. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Rhea the one that like broke Mia Yim's nose, or was that? Am I mistaken?
That
I
is a
forgot
great.
that happened.
That is a great question. I don't know.
Because there was it was like a War Games qualifier or something. It was like a ladder match, and Mia broke her nose. She like someone threw a ladder at her face, and she forgot to shield her face. Yeah,
Forgot to catch
it, and the ladder caught her face pretty well. Be it as it may, but I'm glad Mia Yim's back. I don't know how many other people Triple H is gonna bring back, but he's clearly doesn't give a shit. He's like, everybody's coming.
Yeah, dude, Kevin Dunn, not Kevin Dunn.
Nick Khan.
Nick Khan must be like, bro, like we
just saved so much money.
We had all this money to do business development, and you're just like, no, fuck all that. It's like, man, shit.
I don't blame Trips though.
Listen, there's any.
Well, let's see how the earnings are. That's what's gonna come down. Let's see how Q4 earnings
should be
are.
Interesting because Q4 they've been having in my opinion, from a TV perspective, I think they're having a great Q4.
Well, Q4 has been what, a month? Yeah, October. And then the Q3, I think the Q3 earnings were also really good because once Vince left, his stock price actually went up.
I'm not surprised about that.
Because Vince is still a majority shareholder.
Yeah. So I think their Q4 is going to be good because you had Clashes in Q4, right?
Clash was in Q4.
Yeah,
correct.
so you have Clash
and Saudi Arabia,
Crown Jewel, Survivor Series. I think they're going to be fine.
Yeah. Their earnings get. Bray Wyatt came back.
Rules. Yeah.
Yeah. No, their merch. They'll be just fine.
I think their Q4 is going to be okay. They'll be all right.
Their ratings are okay.
I think their Q4 will be fine, and I'm happy to see Mia Yim back. And I think the more women he brings back, the more possibility that we do get a women's mid-card title. I think that is the logic here. Because we still haven't. Sarah Logan's coming back. They've been teasing her for fucking weeks now.
Yeah.
I think the Golden Goose, the women that are left, in my opinion, that would be worth a damn to bring back or even come in. That's not in NXT. Tegan Nox, if she can walk, obviously. Sarah Logan, who's on her way back, and then Nia Jax, Naomi, and Sasha.
I thought Nia Jax doesn't want to wrestle.
Braun Strowman wanted to run his own wrestling organization and was supposedly done with WWE. But that phone call changed everything.
Yeah, everyone says that until they get a phone call. Everyone says that they get a phone call and how many zeros on that check.
Oh wait, I know. Eva Marie.
I would enjoy an Eva Marie comeback, to be honest with you.
But like a better one, like the comeback we deserved.
You know what? Once was enough.
No,
I love Eva. I just want to see whatever's left of Twitter implode. I love Eva Marie. Just for the vitriol she brings.
That's what elections are for, Ricky. What's left of Twitter to explode? That's what elections are for.
It's too far in between. I need to explode.
That's too far. You can't wait another 2 years.
I need.
You know what? Fair enough. I will respect that answer.
Please, Eldon's old news. We need Eva Marie back.
There you go. I should have wrote that in on my ballot. Eva Marie. I'm gonna do that next time. One of my.
Who am I writing in for the county sheriff? Eva Marie.
Like who?
Could you imagine if Eva Marie was elected public official?
Yeah.
Yes, I can totally believe that. Look at our current elected officials.
And he has a fake badge.
Didn't he get? He got blown out, right?
No, they're in like a runoff.
No, it's Georgia. Fuck, that's right. They're in a runoff. Dr. Oz got blown out.
Let's move on.
I didn't know Dr. Oz ran until today.
You didn't need to.
I wish I lived in your world. I wish I lived. I wish I had that ignorance.
Let's move on to the next time that we're going to see WWE and Pro Wrestling. SmackDown is going to feature what I'm assuming is going to be a main event banger between the Usos and the New Day, which had a great opening segment until a pothead ruined it, known as Matt Riddle.
Boo.
What he did, he ruined the segment.
I know. I'm saying boo, Matt Riddle. No, I don't want to hear that.
Because they were shooting on each other, essentially.
Yeah, of course. You know how good of a friends these four are?
They were going hard because New Day was like, you guys don't know what it's been like to struggle because you guys are part of a third generation and you've had things handed to you. And that they're both first generation, they had to work hard. And the Usos were like, well, no, we still have to work hard. And by the way, if we didn't forfeit that tag match a couple of years ago, Kofi Mania would have never happened at WrestleMania.
Oh, yo, honestly, straight facts.
And then they went further and said, Kofi, maybe you should just sit this one out. He said, because of Kofi Mania, you had the chance to have all your wife and your kids there, so maybe you should be home with your wife and your kids. And then Matt Riddle came out. I was like, come on.
Someone said wife and kids, bro?
I'm there. I don't have one of my own anymore. But it was good. Xavier Woods because Xavier Woods said, like, he pretty much is like, the struggle was, he essentially said the struggle was more real for me than it was for the Usos. Because he said, being struggle, like, having to work for it was like, for him, it was sitting in catering every week and never knowing when you're going to get fired. And he said, he essentially said he had to develop his YouTube channel, Up, Down, Down, just to get noticed by his regular job. And that's exactly what happened.
That is exactly what happened. They was kind of like, you need to stop, but we're not going to tell you to stop.
Not only did they tell him we're not going to tell you to stop, they bought out the naming rights of it.
Yeah, which is a way of saying we're not going to tell you to stop, but we're in control of this. And Xavier Woods was just like, okay, sure.
Like Xavier Woods has custom made championship belts that they make replicas of that people buy.
That is true. People do buy the up,
it's
down,
on my
down
list
belt.
of
That
belts
is true.
to buy because it's not just freaking ridiculous.
I believe it. It's a pretty belt. It's a very pretty belt.
So I expect nothing but absolute like just calamity and shenanigans, and probably one of the matches of the year between the Usos and the New Day.
I mean, probably, but it's like,
if the
again,
Usos win, they break the
I know
record.
It's been a few years, but
the Usos win.
I mean, this is the perfect time to do it. I mean, don't get me wrong. If the people's whose record you're breaking is still in the company, yeah, you got to fight them for it. Like, duh. But it's like, we've seen this how many times now?
Still never fails.
I'm never sick of that.
Never.
I know. That's the crazy thing. I'm going to love the match, but it's just like, I want to be sick of it, but I can't be. It's impossible.
Oh, they're one of my fight forevers. I'll never be sick of
So here's
it.
a question. Does the New Day pull it off?
No.
No.
Not a chance.
Oh.
I think Big E comes back, though.
That's who I thought was going to show up during this promo, because that would have been fun. But
Big E fights off Solo.
Here's my
or chases off
do
Solo.
Do you think he's allowed to get physical? Yeah.
Big E?
Because remember, he broke his neck, and that was in
April.
He can be a
distraction. Be a distraction.
That was in April. That was
because he was supposed to have the match at WrestleMania, and then they had to switch it. It was in March, April.
That feels like a year ago.
Yeah, like it's not.
So 7 months. Yeah, no, he's probably not coming back. I take it back. I stand corrected.
If anything, Big E will come back, and he'll do the original New Day entrance. Like he'll yell from the back or something like that. I think that'll be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I mean,
Brett, do you think KO and Sammy are gonna upset the UCs?
Oh, that's a long ways down the road, though.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I'm gonna say the Paul brothers. Hear me now, quote me later.
Paul brothers. Oh my god. That's the last thing I want is the Paul brothers running around social media with the WWE Tag Team Championships.
God, like Logan Paul comes out to knock out like Conor McGregor with the WWE tag belts. Sorry, Jake Paul, not Logan. Jake.
It's the last thing I want. It's them to have it. But I think that's so down the road. And it's possible that, I mean, there's also a possibility that whoever wins this will debut new tag titles. I think they finally do a unification and just give them one title. Because honestly, it must be annoying as hell to carry 2 titles around in your bag. That's like 16 pounds of weight on a plane. And you like...
You know what? When is the actual day they break the record?
It's after SmackDown, I believe. So sometime probably like Monday or something.
So did this SmackDown's the last opportunity then?
Yeah.
I was gonna say what they should do if it was to break the record, they should debut the new titles in a ladder match.
Oh.
You want the record, climb the ladder, bitch.
That'd be fun.
I mean, when those new titles come in, it's gonna be a ladder match regardless. Mm-hmm. But I think it'd be really cool if they could have done it to break the record. But I wouldn't do that on a SmackDown.
I would do it on a SmackDown because I mean, since it's doing this, I would do a ladder match on a SmackDown because your next big event and your last event of your Survivor Series, and you're not topping War Games. You got to put a ladder match somewhere.
Fair. You better go rid of TLC.
It'd be the all ethnic TLC. That'd be actually pretty funny.
All ethnic TLC.
A TLC match between the New Day and the Usos we've never seen before, and that would be amazing.
That would be amazing. Are the Usos considered black? I don't know. Are Samoans considered black? No, what? I guess. Well, they're Pacific Islanders.
Yeah,
Pacific Islanders,
going by reading Pacific Islander. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's what it is. Speaking of things coming up soon on SmackDown, they decided they're going to have a World Cup, and this is just for the fact that the World Cup's coming up in a couple of weeks, actually.
Like they mentioned it. Like Wade Barrett said it in commentary. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, World Cup?
Confused.
So,
Ricky, what is this? Break it down for me.
It's just a tournament. It's just a tournament.
For
the
what?
Winner, it's to determine the number one contender.
Is it the uterus trophy?
No. I wish. And Shane McMahon comes back and defends his title. No. It's the winner of the 8-person tournament will be the number one contender for the Intercontinental title. So it means you're gonna go up against Gunther.
You know what? That's clever. I take it back. That's pretty clever.
So.
Intercontinental World Cup. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
As long as they don't do it like AEW did and this didn't have anyone touching the Atlantic. And as long as each person is from a different country, or I think that'd be even better.
Really make it like an international flair type thing?
Yeah, like a World Cup. Well, unless they do a U.S. bracket and international bracket, because that might be too hard. I don't think they have like 8 people from 8 different countries. If they did a U.S. bracket and an international bracket, that'd be cool too.
That would be interesting. I don't know who's in. I don't know if I could name. I mean, Ricochet's going to be in it. I can tell you that for a fact. He's got to do something.
Yeah, well, you got Rey Mysterio.
Well, Rey just lost.
You got Shinsuke.
You think Rey goes back in?
Yeah, why not?
Shinsuke, of course.
So you got Rey, Shinsuke. It's 2 countries. You could put in one of the Brawling Brutes. That's 3. You can put in the other Brawling Brutes. That's 4. And the rest are Americans. Yeah, right. They're from different countries. Honestly, you could put all 3 of them in. They're from 3 different countries.
Wait, no.
I think it's where's Ridge from?
I think Ridge and Pete are both from England.
Both from England. Get back. So I got Sheamus from Ireland. So that's 2. Shinsuke's 3. Mysterio's 4. Mexican. So that's 4. Even though it's from San Diego. But it's close enough. Kofi from Africa. That's 5. Or Jamaica. Make your choice.
He's gonna be. Yeah. Yeah, I think, and then whoever else. Maybe they debut somebody, because Triple H just loves signing people. So,
yeah. Ricochet's in the U.S. Who else is in that mid-card?
Oh, we had, I was like, oh, SmackDown has a mid-card now. I forgot.
Oh, Braun Strowman, he's from the U.S.
They should turn Braun Strowman into, like, what they tried to do with Lex Luger, make him just very Captain America-ish.
Mansoir's from Saudi. Mansoir, he's from Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
the other guy, T-Bar, whatever his name is. I'm sure he's from the U.S.
Going back to NXT.
No, I'm sorry. What's the other guy? Massey.
No, I forgot. LA Knight. There you go.
LA Knight. He's from the U.S.
LA Knight.
Did you can totally do a U.S. bracket and international bracket? You know what? I'm about this. Let's fucking go. I'm pretty pumped for this.
My bet's on LA Knight. I love me some LA Knight.
Yeah.
And have you seen what they're doing with LA Knight now?
He's just cutting
No,
promos.
he gets to cut a promo as he walks to the ring.
Yeah, that's his shtick, all right. That's what he does.
I love me some LA Knight. Or maybe it could be someone else. You know who else could show up in this World Cup for no reason whatsoever, but the fact that he has to do something and get out of NXT? I would love to see Cameron Grimes.
I heard they're calling him up next year.
Cameron Grimes is probably on the we call up. Carmelo Hayes needs to come up really soon.
Yeah.
And Trick. He needs to be with Trick Williams.
Cameron Grimes. Like Grimes is who another one I'm expecting for the Rumble.
Cameron Grimes at the Rumble would be great.
Also, Trick Williams, amazing name for a wrestler.
It's Carmelo and Trick, because I think Carmelo and Trick have to be a package deal. You can't leave Trick. You can't leave Trick by himself.
Yeah, for sure.
At all.
Oh, you also got all of Legado del Fantasma. All right, they're from
Santos
Mexico
could show
Spanish
up in the tournament. There you go.
So how about Santos for Ray?
Yeah,
how about that?
I agree.
Oh, Drew. We might have 8 countries, different countries here.
Drew.
Well, it depends. You consider Scotland a different country.
Then England, yes.
Okay. I always know they're fighting over territory up there.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Wade's here. Wade, you missed a great conversation earlier, Wade.
Yeah, Wade. Let me ask you: is Austin Theory buried?
Nay or nay?
Oh God.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, just answer yes. Just answer yes or no. We're not going to talk about it anymore.
Grayson Waller is not showing up in this World Cup, although he is from Australia. So let me see.
I forget about him.
He's a dollar store Miz. That's really all it is. But we're gonna do this tournament. You would do Drew.
Put Solo in there.
Yeah. I'm buckling down for Restore.
Who's the Canadian representation again? Sammy and Kevin?
What's up?
I said we have Sammy and Kevin.
Kevin hasn't been on in a while. Kevin could show
up.
So we might have 8 different countries for this tournament, Ricky. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't think we pulled off, but no, we could really pull this off.
We're an 8-person tournament. Let's see. Ricochet for America, because why the fuck not? Ricochet, Drew, Ricochet, Drew,
Sheamus.
I'm gonna leave Sheamus out. I was gonna put in Peter.
Okay.
Peter,
okay.
Shinsuke.
Oh, Peter.
Ricochet, Drew, Peter, Shinsuke.
Legado from Mexico.
Yeah, Santos Escobar. That's 5.
Solo
Island
for Samoa. Even though it's technically America, but
Imperium.
No, he has the belt,
yeah,
so they can't be in it.
Oh.
Don't say Shane McMahon. Stop it. Do not say Shane McMahon, Mr. Friends.
So we only have America covered.
Who else?
Fuck. We literally just listed like 18 people from 18 different countries.
Them all.
Yeah. Well, we could do Kofi for Africa.
I was just thinking, could we
Ghana.
do Kofi?
Ghana.
Was he born in Ghana?
West Ghana?
Maybe we bring back Reginald.
That's 7. We just need 1 more. Oh, and Sammy for Canada. That's 8.
Okay. Mason Ryan from Wales. Who's signing Mason Ryan? Stop it, Freds.
I think he's a woman now. No, that's Tyler Rex. Tyler Rex became a woman.
Mason Ryan.
If you bring people from NXT, you can bring Ilya Dragunov.
Ooh.
Also, Finn Balor
I think that's the one.
Jordan Devlin.
Dragunov would be pretty dope. That's it. It's a great call.
Gunther 3 on the main roster.
It's a great way to debut someone.
Because that way you can set up. He can get a run. He can get a mini run in the tournament and go up against Gunther. So already has momentum going up against Gunther.
And quick sidebar to Fretz's point. Did you see that almost surprised his family in Africa?
How jolly was that?
No.
He went home because he took on the way home from Saudi Arabia, took a pit stop over in whatever country he's from. I think Nigeria.
Yeah, the Nigerian. He's from Nigeria. So yes, Nigeria.
Yeah, so he went and surprised us. He hasn't been home in like 25 years. 14, whatever. 25 sounds better. So yeah, he surprised his family. Hopefully he had personality on his family.
Laugh he had. Did you watch the video?
I didn't watch the video, but he does have a great laugh.
Yeah, he hadn't been home in 14 years.
Good for him, man. I'm glad he got to go home.
TJP for the Philippines. Stop. We're not bringing back TJP. We tried that once and it did not work.
Damn, what a disappointment, man. He even got Mega Man, all right? He had like Mega Man in his theme song.
Well, he was...
Dude, you had Mega Man, you couldn't get over with Nerds. Like, what the fuck is... Like, bro, that's on you. Just saying, like, that's... I mean, Vince literally gave you a golden ticket. Like, you didn't even get buried. You buried yourself.
It's because his finisher wasn't that spectacular outside of the PC. He had a knee bar. Was his finisher?
I don't remember what... Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it was...
It worked great for a tournament, bad for day-to-day TV.
Yeah, it was one of Jericho's 1,000 holds. Got him.
What if Triple H brings back Kalisto?
Oh my god, please no.
All of a sudden you have a Lucha theme again. Lucha. I'd pop for it, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be really happy.
I would not. Dave would buy another mask though.
Dave probably already bought all the masks. Or if we're just gonna get crazy because this is the last segment of the show. Kalisto so he can find Izzy's dad. That's right, Kalisto and Izzy's dad did have beef. I forgot about that.
Did they really? What the fuck was that about? Did Kalisto get mad at Izzy took a bump?
No.
Because I know, like actual wrestlers and people were mad that like Izzy took a bump or gave someone a bump.
She's been put through a table like the age of 10.
That what it was? Yeah, dude. I don't understand the people who hate Izzy. It's just like, guys, this girl just went to like sophomore homecoming. Like,
she's probably
fuck
off. A smarter wrestling fan than all of us combined in this room.
I think they're jealous of Izzy.
I'm jealous.
I'm definitely jealous of Izzy.
Jealous.
I am not afraid to admit that. Yeah, I am jealous of a high schooler. Quote me now. Quote me. Send a clip to her.
Oh man, but what if for shits and giggles, we heard like No Way Jose's theme and he's part of a tournament. He comes with the conga line and everything.
I would die. Please. Y'all know I love that conga line.
Jose, no way. Jose.
I'd rather Adam Rose.
He's never coming back. Unless it comes back as Leo Kruger.
That's a great wrestling name.
That was his original name. Or he can come back. Oh, her dad was talking shit about Kalisto's release. Well, I don't blame him. Kalisto was...
oh, okay. If Kalisto clapped back at that, you know what? No, Izzy's dad, man. You open that door. Don't be afraid there's a punch at the other end.
Wait, hold on. Frets, Izzy blocked you? What did you do?
Wait, really?
Wait, how?
I don't know. I'm going to tell us a story more.
Now I'm checking. Did Izzy
Frets
block
got
me?
blocked by Izzy. That's his stick.
Of mass tweeting some case with HBK.
Same case with HBK.
I was not blocked by Izzy.
Oh. Wait, she blocked HBK? Oh, no, HBK blocked Frets. Jeez, wow, Frets, stuffing a bully.
Frets, you're so mean. We're gonna have to look this up on the post show. Kalisto versus Izzy's dad, because like I've met Izzy's dad. He's a nice guy. From what I saw.
Yeah, both their parents are really nice. You know what it is? No, I'm just totally speculating here, but I think he's definitely him and Izzy definitely have that very, very, very tight relationship. Yeah. So he's definitely overprotective of Izzy, which I totally understand because she's like 15. So that's my guess. If someone comes after his daughter on Twitter, or like he can be very defensive, which, hey man, that's a sign of a good father.
According to Wade, who has the inside scoop, because Wade is pretty much our Mr. NXT. He says Lindsay bought Izzy's dad a ticket to a martial arts show he was at, and he no-showed. It was beef with Lindsay Dorado that started it first. Wow,
that's pretty funny. Hey man, maybe Izzy got sick.
Possibility.
No showed.
That's a shame. I liked Lindsay too. Probably was a cool teacher back in the day. Lindsay Dorado. Lindsay Dorado used to be a map teacher.
I like martial arts shows. Those are fun.
You get to break wood and all that stuff. All right.
Put a head twist on the block.
If you're feeling froggy. Yes. All right, so let's get the hell out of here. We've done enough. for the show. Yeah, we're at the end. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to a very, very energetic episode of Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 315, The Crashing, because quite frankly, in the middle of the show, we almost crashed. I am your host, King Ricky Rose, and you can find me in Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets, BIGZ Ambassador Biggs, Kings of the Rings podcast on Twitter, at KOTR_podcast on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Discord, all things Kings. Look in the description below if you're listening to us. Make sure you are liking, sharing, subscribing if you're listening to us, or if you're watching us on our feed on YouTube or on Twitch. Like, share, subscribe. Leave us some great reviews and comments about our show. And if you are listening to us wherever you're listening to all of your podcasts, make sure you're subscribing to Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast, where you can always find us and all of our shows. Follow Wrestle Addict Radio socials at Addict_Wrestle on Twitter and Wrestle Addict Radio everywhere else. Well, Terrashock, how are you feeling?
I'm not gonna lie, for the whole show, I thought it said the cash in. I didn't see the R.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, I swear to God, like, I'm not dyslexic, but sometimes I think I am. So, luckily, I can still spell my name correctly. I'm Terrashock, ladies and gentlemen. T as in Thomas, ARASHUK. All my shenanigans can be found at ambiguouspodcastsolutions.com. Talk with Terrashock podcast. This week, I had, next week, I have a financial planner. He does money. We talk about the economy for like 2 hours. So that was a lot of fun. So check that out if you want to hear me rant about the economy and have him tell me why gas prices are high. So that's a lot of fun. If you have extra cash, want to donate to our Ambiguous Podcast Solutions, that'd be a great help. Shout out to Mr. Fretz, who gave me some dough. So Fretz, I love you. You're the greatest man on earth. I'll drop the link in our Discord if anyone wants to help a brother out and give funding to Ambiguous Podcast Solutions. But until then, K. Murphy, how are you, my friend?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too.
You made it to a whole show, Kay. I'm so happy for you.
Right? I'm hungry. It's about time for me to watch American Horror Story, so I'm probably going to dip immediately following the show.
Me too. I got a shower.
You can find me across all social media platforms at TheK Murphy, TheKae Murphy. You can follow my personal design shop on Spring and on Instagram at Euphoric Future Designs. We have shirts, we have cups, we have hoodies. Buy my shirt. I'm ready for a snack.
Yes, and you can buy all of our shit too. We do have a merchandise store where I am every freaking day putting out new merch for us and for Wrestle Addict Radio. K. Murphy, do you want your own duffel bag? Because I'm about to make you one.
Okay.
Everybody gets a duffel. Yeah.
Okay.
Duffel bag, and K. Murphy be really, really happy because hats are going to be coming available very, very soon on the Spring store as well.
Yeah, do I need a new hat? I do love my Kings of the Rings hat, but I want a Willie T hat really
for
badly.
All things Kings and for all of our merchandise.
I want the old hat. I hate that. I never.
Well, that was a Dave special, but we'll get you a new one. We'll get you a resident rainbow hat.
It's my favorite.
No, I want the Kings of that. No, I want the Kings of the Rings hat.
Well, we still have a design, so we can probably put it out somewhere. Anyway, folks, go check that out on clicking the link below. When we come back next week, it's our 316 episode, so we will have beer. We will be talking about AEW, and maybe we'll have our beer aficionado Claire come and join us again. So until then, folks, goodbye, good night. See you on the post show. I can hate that song. And fuck you, Slack. That's somebody we should bury in Slack. We haven't already.
Wait, no, we're not allowed to.
Yeah, we can.
We win. The other song ended, so I had to do this one.